Well, we have gone forward 5 years into the future after I successfully took Wrexham all the way from League One to the Champions League glory, I guess. So let's see if they can maintain the world-class status I gave them. Hello, welcome to part 88 of the Hollywood Dream, even though it has been completed. We will take a look and see what has happened to Wrexham 5 years after I retired from professional football management. So whether or not they've won any more Champions Leagues, I do not know. I haven't actually taken a look, so I'm not sure what's gone on. Don't know whether they've had another takeover, whether they've moved stadium. That would be nice, but I don't think that's going to happen. But let's take a look at Wrexham. So they are continuing to spend money. They've made an offer for some guy called Bruno Gomez. But let's just take a look at the squad first. We will take a look at the tactics. So obviously, quite obviously, there is a new manager. I don't know the current shape or form of the managers, whether they have had multiple managers. Do not know. They're still in the Wrexham Stadium. Don't think that's been increased, because I think that had a fairly recent expansion after I resigned. No roof on it. That's quite interesting. No roof in Wrexham. That's what is this? Corners Key. What's all that about? Are we sharing the stadium? Don't think we are. I presume they were just playing there because their stadium's not big enough for you. But that's fine by me. Doesn't really matter, does it? Right, let's take a look at the tactics. So they are still technically playing a 4-4-2 under their new manager. So players that I do recognise. So obviously there's a few. Obviously you got Anthony Rivera, who is still looks like a great goalkeeper. Now 107 to 322 million. He is just but he's good. Obviously this is when we won the Champions League the 35-36 season. Yeah, let's just say safe to say he's been doing all right. Then obviously Bob Langrot, obviously I technically did sign him, but obviously came in after we left. He looks like quite a decent player. Then obviously Miller, never heard of him. Cortese still at the club. Now is he a regular starter? Not really breaking into the team. Played 15 games last year. Not the best centre back, but we are in pre-season, so I suspect this isn't the strongest 11. Then obviously Rodrigo is still at the club now. Wow, that's a great value. Absolutely brilliant. Pretty much a first team starter, I think. I haven't seen Brandon Hunter or Josh Taylor at the club yet, but he looks like a decent player. Not scoring that many goals or assisting, but pretty decent sentiment. And a strike force of a Citre still at the club. I thought he would have gone by now, but he's still there, still scoring goals for fun. And obviously Max Morris, has he been scoring goals for fun? Judging by that value, I don't think so. That's disappointing. Now he was scoring 30 goals a season for us. Then after we left, he had 15 in all competitions, 21 that season, 21. 20, only 7 goals in the Premier League, but 13 in the other competitions. And it's all right. It's not good. It's not great, but it's okay. Goal return, but I think he could be doing a lot better. Let's take a look at the subs bench. See if there's anyone I recognise on the bench. Obviously, there you go. There's Brandon Hunter still at the club, still playing pretty much every game. And looking quite good. 3 seasons in a row, 12 assists in the Premier League. I mean, that's pretty decent. Anyone else? Brent Rowell still at the club, probably not starting regularly. Actually, he's starting quite regularly. Not scoring a lot of goals, but he never scored many goals for us. So that's fine. 34 years old now, so they're probably not going to make the 80 million we signed him for, but I think he was a good defender for us. Then Muller is still at the club, right at ripe old age of 31. Look at this for Bosnia, 119 appearances, 95 goals. Has he ever? I want to know if he's ever won a Ballon d'Or. Has he ever won a Ballon d'Or? I don't think so. That's a shame. That is the second of biography. Well, footballer of the year. Anyone? No, no one. Oh, Andrew Bishop came in third. He's now at Inter Milan. We'll get to the transfers in a minute, but obviously, Bruno, I presume he is shaping up for a testimonial. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, he's gonna have a testimonial this year. That's how long he's been at the club for. And he's a homegrown boy now. He has been a homegrown boy for quite some time. Then moving on, Ferrer Ripple still at the club. He looks like a great player. Has he been playing left back? Can't have been playing left back, has he? But he looks like a great player. I would prefer him to get more assists, but I think he looks like quite a good player. I think I probably took a gamble on him, but it looks like he's developed into quite a decent player. The other players I'm not too sure about. João Rego used to play for Man City. He's a real player? I did not realise he was a real player. I presumed he was just a regen. And anyone else? Anyone else? Ahmed is still at the club. My good God, he is absolutely awful. 24k to 75k. Oh my, his career. Oh good God. Oh good God. After we left, made 2 appearances in 3 seasons. Didn't play at all in the 37-38 season. I thought he was going to be the next big thing, but no. His career has literally just been killed. He did make 9 appearances in the 40-41 season, albeit only 1 start, 8 off the bench. My good God, what's going on there? So most of the players that I brought in have seemingly left the club. What's the manager situation been like? My good God, it's not been great. So obviously I left after 12 years, nearly 13 years in charge. So Luis Enrique took over. He did win most of his games, but I presume he got sacked after probably not failing to win the league. And John Stones was interim manager. I don't know where he got in from. I don't think he was part of my backroom staff. And Simeon Sagi took over, gets sacked after barely a season in charge. That was quite tragic. Thiago Motta actually did quite well. Actually won the Europa League, won the Super Cup, and won the European South American Club Challenge winners. So they have actually won something. It's not been all doom and gloom. Then Alan Ackling has only been in charge for 28 days. So yeah, I think they're pretty much a stable. Take a look at the domestic leagues. So yeah, I'd say they're pretty much a stable European side. All well since the 32-33 season. All have been pretty much that's not too bad. So every season since that championship season, and barring the 8th-10th finish inside the top 7, which is quite good. So we've been in Europe for a good 10 seasons. So hopefully long may that continues. But obviously points wise, 10 draws the previous season. What has the Premier League tables been like since I left? Which obviously that was my last season. So Wrexham finished 3rd the season after, 7 points behind. Then they finished 6th, so that's 15 points behind. Then they finished 7th. That is quite tragic. Newcastle winning the Premier League by quite some distance. Then what season is this? 39-40. Wrexham finished 5th, qualifying for the Champions League. Obviously, we will take a look and see what they've been doing in the Champions League, because I don't think they've won anything else. 40-41. Yeah, they've not really come close to winning the Premier League, which is quite disappointing. What's the Champions League been looking like? If we can find that. So, obviously, 35-36, we won it. 36-37, lost in the round of 16. 37-38, lost in the quarterfinal to Arsenal. Then they had a 2-3 season break from the Champions League, and then got knocked out to Arsenal in the round of 16 on aggregate. What about the Europa League? Because I presume they were in that in the pre-season. So 38-39, lost to Atalanta in the semi-final. Wow. And obviously 39-40 was the season they won the Europa League. So let's take a look at the transfers. So 35-36 was the season I left. So I remember doing them signings. So what's Josh Akinpon doing? What was his career like after he left Wrexham? Not too bad. Went to Hull City from Barcelona. So don't think anyone left right after I left. So that's not too bad. So Andrew Bishop left us a couple months after me to join Inter Milan on loan, where he's knocking in for fun. He's having a really jolly time in Italy. Went there for 62 million, so £10 million profit. That's not too bad. Never heard of any of those two players. Then Josh Taylor joined Man United on a free transfer. That's quite disappointing. We only signed him for £15 million. I know he's pretty much a regular starter for Man United. Play regularly for England, which is all very good. Then obviously there's Bishop's permanent transfer to Inter. Obviously Benitez joined Real Madrid for 27 million. Now he's at Lazio and worth over 75 million. I mean, that's not too bad, that. And he didn't tear the world apart at Real Madrid. They only played 12 league games, so why Lazio would want to pay 54 million? I guess it's understandable because their first season, his first permanent season, got 7 assists. That's not too bad, that. He's turned in quite a good, decent right back. He was only a backup for us, but I mean, he's turned into quite a decent player. Then Sherman went out on loan to Olympic Lyon. I presume he's still there. No, he's at PSG now. Not back at PSG. So after the loan spell, I had two seasons with Wrexham. Then obviously went to PSG for 28 million. That's not too bad considering for most of his career, especially when I was manager, he was pretty much only a backup. He's very much a backup now, but yeah, and it goes on to have a decent career. Moving on to this season, how much money are they actually spending? 158 million. That is that's quite ridiculous. That. Then moving on to the 38-39 season, Benjamin Sisko joins El Qadsiya for his retirement, I presume, in Saudi Arabia. So he did eventually go to Saudi Arabia. Thibaut Pickard joined Man United on loan, where he is still at Man United. We're doing quite well at the moment. Sold him for 78 million. That's pretty decent. We bought him in for 45. That's a 33 million pound profit. Jason McNeil went on loan to AC Milan, where he's still there. There's quite a lot of players that have gone out on loan, and I presume they've gone on permanent, optional future fees. He joined them for 53 million. I mean, that's a decent profit. That I've done well in some of my transfer business. I've done very well indeed. Moving on to Milo Talbi, now at Chelsea, where he looks. I mean, I've seen better. He doesn't look too bad. I don't think he started most games. I didn't have a good season last season, but I presume that's probably the end of his career. He is 33 years old, but he was a very good player for us. Very good, very underrated. And Lino is another player I sort of forgot about. He went to Reims on loan. Now at RB Leipzig. Wow, look at his value. Look at his value. Not quite the best Brazilian striker I was hoping for. Only 3 appearances, 3 goals, but he had a pretty decent loan spell at Reims. Joined Lazio on a free transfer, where it's scoring 12 goals in 29 games. I mean, that's not too bad. Then, pretty much the season after, joins RB Leipzig for 46.5 million. I'm flabbergasted that they let him go on a free transfer. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't bear that. Cannot bear that at all. Obviously, I don't think there's any other my players leaving for such cheap transfers. No. Then obviously there's the Picardo McNeil permanent transfers. Lino joining Lazio on a free transfer. Don't think there's anyone else. Obviously, Ahmed going to Getafe on loan. Obviously, we know he's joining Fenerbahce. And I think that's it for that season. I don't think anyone else rejoined. That'd be quite weird if they did. But moving on to I think this might be the present season. It might not be. This is last season. But I don't think anyone actually. Some players did leave. Abduka Kurshinov still playing at the ripe old age of 37 at Al Riyadh, who is, well, obviously Saudi Arabia. He can play pretty much until he's 40 there, but he did alright, playing pretty much regular football up until he left to go on a free transfer. Then obviously there's Sherman's permanent transfer to PSG. Don't think there's anyone else, unless I'm missing someone. But let's take a look and just see if they released any players. I would have thought so, but you never know. Obviously, obviously Donnarumma was going to be retiring when I left. Malik Tior, did he go on to do anything? No, he retired after leaving Wrexham. But I'd say Wrexham have done alright after I left. I think it's certainly a team that's tried to work their way back up to winning the Premier League. Obviously, winning the Europa League a couple of seasons ago, that's very, very good. And obviously, winning the European South American Club Challenge, they are, as we speak, in the Club World Cup. Whether or not they were going to win that, I couldn't care less because it's just a Club World Cup. But they're actually doing quite well. I was expecting them to fall off a cliff. They haven't had any other takeovers since then, but still very, very good. They actually finished runners up in the FA Cup. Have they tried to win in that any other time? So 36-37. Runners up to Man City. What was the score in that game? 2-0 to Man City. That's very. I would have hoped they'd win a few more trophies, but one Europa League, one Super League, and one of the South American Club Challenge. It's not too bad. So Wrexham, I'd say they're a very good side. I think actually, let's take a look at the world, the European rankings. See how good. No, that's not the right rankings. The list. Where are they in comparison? So reputation-wise, are they a 5-star team? I don't think they are. 4.5 stars. So what's that? But they're definitely in one of probably the top 20 teams in the world, which is not bad. I mean, considering obviously we took them from League One to the Premier League in quite quick time as well. So that's not too bad. So Wrexham are, without shadow of a doubt, one of the best Welsh teams in the world. They're not the best team in England because that still is Man City followed by Chelsea, but certainly in the big top six. That's what I'm on about. The big top six. That's where they are. So I'm very pleased about that. Very pleased indeed. So they haven't just completely fallen on a cliff. They're stable as a European side, which is very, very nice. So I think that's where we will leave it for today's episode. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Obviously, if you saw something I didn't see, obviously just leave a comment in the comments and I will try and read them when I have time. But I will see you all in the near future, probably in a couple of days, with a brand new save. What that will be, I still don't have a clue, but obviously by then I will have a clue. So I will see you all with a new save. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.